Hey y'all, it's your girl Kas the Bestie. I'm back with another live stream today. You know what? Yesterday I just recognized that the sound was off when I was streaming, so y'all were just sitting there watching me eat a what is it called? The Dar Rafiki's my snack in silence, just silently watching me eat it. And you know what? I appreciate you guys for showing up for me. Thank you. Thank you. But okay, wait, let me make sure that the sound is on right now because anybody got time for that? Okay. All right. We good. All right. So today we're going to be talking about castthebestie.com. So castthebestie.com is a place that you can go and you can sign up for my program. You can sign up for an emergency meeting, or you can book me to come and speak at one of your events. Now, why would you want to do this? Why would you need a spiritual advisor? Well, a spiritual advisor is a task that needs to be done because you sometimes just can't see through things because you're in the moment. And that's where I would come in. I would go and I would help you uncover anything that you need to break down in order for you to get to the next level. And sometimes it's just simply the people in your life. Sometimes it's the job that you have. Sometimes it's whether you are pursuing something that's not in your best interest. So when you go to castthebestie.com, you have the option of signing up for my Angel in Disguise program. The Angel in Disguise program is a 3-month program. That program, you will have access to me, Cast the Bestie, so that you can have that help throughout the 3 months that you are trying to rebuild yourself and trying to restart yourself over. And I'm not going to say that you're going to be a completely different person by the time of this program. What I am saying is that you're going to have the foundation in order for you to never have to get off of your path again. Yes, and that's a strong thing to say. And I believe it's so because I've held true to it myself. I worked so hard just to get myself to this position, and it took just having intentional action in my life. It took me putting in the work so that I can better myself, not only for my daughter, but for me, because I want to have a good life as well. I lived in a shelter. I was homeless, and I literally had to live in a place where I had to live with other people. I didn't have control over any of my circumstances. Once I got out of the shelter, I vowed that I would never get put in that position again. I vowed that I would work so that I can achieve the things I want. But now, when I say work, I'm not saying overwork myself, because there was a period of time that I was overworking. I wasn't working to my fullest capacity. And this is the reason why I believe that my program would really be suitable for you, because the castthebestie.com programs, they help you unpack your own problems. It's not something that society wants for you. I'm going to teach you how to set your life the way you want it. It's not going to be about anybody else. It's not going to be about how you're going to get this, and this. It's about your future, the outlook, the direction that you're going. These are the things that are important, because everything will follow. Once you put once you put the steps into motion, everything else follows after that. And that's why I believe it's important for you to have that constant reassurance, that constant person who's there for you to tell you, hey, I understand that that's how you see things, and I understand that's what you've been through, and I understand that this is how life is right now, but that's not all there is. You can achieve more. You can get more out of your life than just what people have given to you. I can say that personally, I spent a lot of my time going along with what everybody else wanted to do. I'm a very extra person. I like to do things very big. I like to do things very extravagant. But because I always consider other people, I lost out on opportunities for myself. And that's not at fault to anybody else but myself. And I don't say that so that we could shame ourselves. These are things that we learn so that we can overcome, we can grow. If you never went through these problems, if you never went through these situations that made you think, dang, I never want to go through this again, you would never even have the feeling of wanting to do better. You would never need to, because you would be comfortable in that position. Until you feel like you're really comfortable in your position, you should not be stopping on cultivating your existence to be the way that you want it. And sometimes we get put into positions because we don't know truly what the outcome is for our future that we want. And that's why I speak so much about being intentional, because being intentional can help you place a direction on where you want to go. It's like having tunnel vision. If you can only see your prize, you're going to get there faster. But if you see your prize, that person's prize, this person's losses, all of your losses, you're going to get too caught up in all of the logistics. A lot of the things that we worry about are irrelevant, but because our mind is all wandering on it, we want to dissect it, we want to figure it out. It gets us trapped in limbo and stops our forward movement. When you have to worry about things that are unnecessary or not important to you, it keeps you stuck in limbo. But me, Kas the Bestie, I'm here to get you out of limbo. I'm here to elevate you in your own life so that you can be happy within yourself. Sometimes when you're in the process of elevating yourself or growing to be the person that you want to be, you encounter a lot of problems because one, you have to grow around people that already know you. And when you're growing around people who already know you, it keeps you stuck in those types of mindsets. And even if their mindset is not bad, it's just not the same as yours. It doesn't mean that it's a problem. It's not personal. Nothing in life should be taken personally unless somebody's personally doing something to you intentionally to hurt you. Everything else, you know what? They sometimes people just don't know. And the only thing you can do is know yourself. When you know, nobody else's opinions can really stop you. It's like a shield, it stops everybody's BS from touching you. If you're going to continue moving forward, you got to make sure that you have some protection on. No doctor goes into surgery just with nothing, with the regular clothes on. No, a doctor's going to go into surgery with their PPE on to make sure they're protected and also the patient is protected. When you go into your life, you make sure that you have your protections, your self-love, your boundaries, your dignity, your morals, your virtues, the things that you think about, the things that you care about, the things that are going to build you up and put you in the position that you want to be in, so that it'll make it easier for you to overcome obstacles. Because yes, life is hard. I actually was saying earlier, life is like a fight. Don't let it beat you up. You're going to let life beat you up? Or are you going to do what they do in the movies and watch their moves and find out how to bob, how to weave, and how to fight back? You have to fight for the things that you want in life. And I talk about this all the time. My favorite podcaster, his name is Myron Golden. He said that if you don't go after the things you want in life, you're going to get what life gives you. And he didn't say that maybe verbatim. He said that pretty much, that's pretty much what he said. But I say it all the time because that is the truest statement. That statement changed the way I seen things. When you put yourself in a position of, I'm going to go and get it, it gives yourself more opportunities. But my program is going to help bridge that. It's going to bridge the fact that, yeah, it's easier said than done. I'm going to teach you how to make it done and make it get done easy. Everything that you go through in life is difficult if you never did it before. But I did it. So I have the keys that I can teach you so that you can also free yourself, so that you can free your mind, so that you can have freedom in your own life. There's people out there right now who do not have the same freedom and liberties that we do here right now. And it's important for us to take advantage of the opportunities that we do have to make sure that we're cultivating a beautiful world for ourselves and for our children to come into. Regardless of what people are saying, if you want to have a good existence now, you have to create for the now. You have to recognize that you're living now. Here on earth, we're all trying to build our lives, but we all have to have connection. We learn from one another. And that's why I believe that my services would help you. The Angel in Disguise program, like I said, that's 3 months, 12 weeks. And literally in that time, I will be able to talk to you guys and you guys can reach out to me. That's unlimited emergency meetings. And the emergency meetings are pretty much an hour session that we take and we can use for you to break down situations that are bothering you. And this is like a 1 hour session, but it's, you know, unlimited. But, we have to make sure that we're getting everything out in the sessions. And I don't mind talking to you guys. Like I'm a talker. One thing about me is I love to talk. So once you guys join the program, you'll be able to get all of the necessary information. I'll give you time to digest. I'll give you time to unpack. Feel free to talk to me about anything. I've I've helped people with situations as deep as incest. And you want to know something? It's not a problem because every single problem on earth is not unique. Everybody's been through it. And that's the reason why we have to be connected. That's the reason why we have to help each other. And I don't feel like I would be right to be on this earth knowing the information that I have and not help the people who have also been here with me along the way. You see, I want everybody to have a great life. I want everybody to feel like they can flourish, that they can do whatever they want in their life as long as it's beneficial to them in their life, because I'm an advocate for doing what's right for you, something that's going to be on your highest path, your highest timeline. Some people settle. I don't do settling over here. I don't do second best. I do, you're going to get it. I'm going to help you, push you. And yes, these things are going to be difficult. They're going to be a little bit frictional because when you go through growth, it's like growing pains. It's like when you were a kid and you were growing up and you're like, oh, my leg hurts. Ah, my leg, my leg. Yeah, because you're growing, you're maturing, you're becoming a version of yourself that you've never been. And yes, that's going to feel different, but that's okay. What experience that you've been through already would you like to experience again? Like how that's what I say. It's like how many times do we need to experience an experience before we say, all right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. I'm over that. Now I can go do something else. I've done that and I can go do something else. And once we find out who we are inside, it becomes very much apparent what these things are. But it takes us having to take those moments of introspection in order to do it. So, emergency meetings. If you're not sure if the emergency meetings or the angel disguise program are right for you at this very moment, what you can do is you can send me over an email at info@kasthebestie.com. That's info at kasthebestie.com, KASTHEBESTIE.com. And you go head over to the services section and click where it says emergency meeting. But if you, sorry, I just had a thought. But yes, you head over to there, send me an email, and we can set up a consultation. When you have this consultation, this is going to be us discovering how this program would be suitable for your life. That's what's mostly important to me, is figuring out how I can help you. Because unlike other people, I don't want to just put you in a program where you're going to be just giving money. That's not the point. The point is so that you can make changes in your life, is so that you can grow in the direction that you want, so that you can build something that's going to make you feel like you have something to leave your kids. Whether that's just you building up your confidence, whether that's you building up your insurance. Once you if you're assured in yourself, oh my God, clear my throat chakra. Okay. But yeah, if you're assured of yourself so that you can have that confidence in yourself to do the things that are necessary for you to move forward. Sometimes there's things that are holding us back. And when things are holding us back, we can't see it because we're in that moment. I'm going to put some lip gloss on so I can let my throat chakra clear, because clearly I need to say, wait a second. As I talk very fast. But that's because all of the information is coming to me very fast, and I'm connecting dots, and I'm pulling this from this, and I'm grabbing the energy. I'm feeling it inside of me, and I'm making sure that I'm able to get my point across so that not only you guys can understand it, but you guys can understand it. And if you find anybody else who would who would necessarily need this, you can also tell them. But yes, the emergency meeting is pretty much an hour session that you can come and you can talk to me. We can figure out what your problem is that you're having, whether it is a problem. Maybe it's just that you need somebody to talk to. Therapy costs like $3,000. Therapy costs like $3,000. In an emergency meeting, just 99. Just 99. And I'm saying an hour in an investment for yourself, I think that's worth it. That's how you grow as a person, when you invest into yourself. How can you grow if you're not feeding yourself anything? You're eating food and it's not nutritious. It's the same thing as when you're trying to grow as a person. If the content and the things that you're consuming is not going to feed you and help you grow as a person, you're not going to grow. You're probably going to diminish, shrink down, get all decrepit. Like, you got to make sure you're feeding yourself good stuff. And when I say good stuff, I mean positive stuff, stuff that's leading you in the correct direction. Because sometimes things feel like they're good because they make us feel good. But we got to recognize that those temporary pleasures, excuse me, they're just that, temporary pleasures. And they're temporary pleasures because they are meant to help us in the moment, get that instant gratification. And that's what most of the people out there try to feed you. Go make yourself happy. Yes, make yourself happy, but be intentional when you're doing it, because you don't want to go and be like, yes, I'm going to go make myself happy right now. And then and then after, you just go and be sadly broke. We gotta make sure. Like, I understand that, because I'm personally an emotional spender. Well, I'm not an emotional spender anymore. I've worked on it, but that's something that I recognized about myself, that I was an emotional spender. So when you recognize something about yourself, you can't unsee it, and then you recognize, okay, why am I doing this? What is making me do this? And what is a good solution that I can have to solve this problem? Well, that's why you should come to me, because my emergency meeting will be able to help you with that. I will be able to work through anything that you need to find clarity on. That's why I'm here, for clarity, for guidance, for fun, for jokes, for music, for creativity, to push you guys to follow your dreams and reach your highest potential. Honestly, if there was no me, I'm sorry, if there was no you guys, there would be no me. If there was no need for this type of love or energy to be out into the world, it wouldn't be necessary for me to do this. But because it's the times, if you see what's going on in the world, it's that dire, it's necessary for me to come on here and actually do this job. Even though there's people out there who they consider themselves life coaches and things like that. I'm not a life coach. If you want somebody to tell you, here's a workbook, that's not me. I'm doing this raw. I'm doing this authentic. I'm doing this from the soul because I want you to truly grow. I'm never going to tell you anything that's going to deter you from getting to your highest path. That's why things sometimes they might feel like, this doesn't feel good to me because it's a big change. But if you want to go through growth, you have to go through change. And you change your drawers, so why can't you change as a person? I know, I mean, I know I do. I know I change my job. So why wouldn't we want to change as a person? I mean, if you don't want to change, you don't have to change. But if you're comfortable where you are, that's the only reason I would say to not change. If you're comfortable, if your circumstances are gravy, there's no need to introspect. Now, I honestly believe there's always a reason to introspect, no matter the circumstance. Because if you pay attention to what's going on within you, then you're able to move forward in a better way, with ease, with a flow. It doesn't have to be chaotic. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to bring you worry. It doesn't have to bring you pain. I want to say thank you, though, to everybody who's here right now in the chat. Hey, y'all. If you down there, put some purple hearts in the chat. Put some purple hearts if you're catching this right now in the live. And if you're also catching this in the recap, drop some purple hearts too. Subscribe to me, like me, like my video. And also share, because this information is very important, and it's hard for us to come across information like this. It's because most of the people are selling it and they're not giving out anything. They'll say, yes, 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 I have all of this stuff, but you got to pay me $1 billion, $1 trillion for it. See, it's not about the money. It's about the investment in yourself. And if you can find somebody who can offer that at a good rate, I don't know. it seems like an offer you don't want to miss. But I'm saying it's at kasthebestie.com. So if you do want to go over there, which I recommend it, you head over there and you can check out my services. I even have some testimonies from people who I've actually spoken with, I've helped personally before I even started my business, and they've had great things to say about the information that I provided. So if you are interested, head over there. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, today I've just been chilling because I'm trying to get myself in a new routine. My daughter's away for vacation. So right now I wanted to, work on focusing building myself, and I've already been working on it. So now it's like me putting everything into play. It's like me finally passing the ball and doing what I always wanted to do. I love talking to people. I love helping people. I love giving advice. And I always tend to come across people who are in need of advice at the correct time, at the right time to help them. So that's why I get on here, because you never know who you might help. You never know who you might be speaking to. You never know who's on the other side of that screen and who might need some assistance. And I'm here to give it regardless. I appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow me on my socials, I'm not, you know what, I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask. You're here right now. Follow me on my socials. That's Kas the Bestie, KASTHEBESTIE. And make sure that you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube. And then IG, I have TikTok as well. And then I also have Facebook. And then what else do I have? Patreon. Patreon, I'm going to be updating with a whole bunch of videos. I'm sorry, a whole bunch of not videos. I'm going to be updating with a whole bunch of podcasts. Why am I having brain farts right now? I'm going to have new podcast videos dropping for you guys, because I know I've been slacking. That's horrible for me. But honestly, with all of the things that was going on with Juneteenth, I was so busy, and my daughter's birthday was actually on Juneteenth. You know what? When I gave birth to my daughter, I was very concerned because it was the pandemic. I was like, oh yeah, like this is my daughter. I get to give birth, and I can't wait to give birth. And I thought it was gonna be such an amazing experience, but no, they had me in there locked up like a prisoner, and they didn't even take a picture of my baby. And then I was like, wait a minute. I mean, I don't want to say just because I'm black, but like it was Juneteenth, the first year that Juneteenth became a federal holiday. They didn't even take a picture of my baby. I was like, wait a minute, I see kids get put into the newspaper for being an April Fool's baby. But I'm just joking. But I think back to these times and I'm like, you see the progress from the beginning to now. Like my mindset back then was not where it is now. I was young. I was very young. I was very young and dumb. But I was always ambitious. Always ambitious. Always tenacious. And it just took me having the time to get to know myself for who I am outside of everybody else for me to recognize this. Because you can get caught up with other people, what they're doing, if you are too focused on them. So that's why I think it's important to just, focus on yourself. That's what I do. Because what else could you do? Have a bad day? Why would you do that? Why would you want to have a bad day? You focus on yourself, you can make sure you have a good day. Who else is going to make sure you have a good day besides you? So if you want to make sure you have a good day, I recommend that you go and do some self-care, some self-love. Take care of yourself. Do something that's going to make you happy. Go get a haircut, get your hair done, or even do it yourself. Or, cook yourself a nice meal, something that you love to eat. Oh, I just thought about something. I'm going to cook tonight. I'm cooking 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 tonight. What should I make? I don't know. But I'm going to figure it out. Oh, you know what? Something I was thinking about so, how all my other on my other live streams, I was talking about why is my Wi-Fi keep messing up? Why does it keep disconnecting? Why is OBS doing this to me? My Shayla. But what I found out was that my Wi-Fi was like being drained. So I went on to Google. I said, I said, sorry, I didn't mean to sound. So I went on to Google and I said, and I said, how do I make it so my Wi-Fi can get fixed? Because it keeps saying that it's going over the MBS. And I know I have a large amount of MBS. So why is it doing this to me? And they told me that my DNS cache need to be cleared. So I went into the system. I went into, what is it called? Oh wait, no. Yeah, you know the notepad thing that yeah, it's called a command prompt. So I went into the command prompt and I put in the little prompt that they told me to put in on Google. Wait, is it on my phone? Let me see. Yeah, let me give you guys this free gems just in case this ever happens to you so you can fix it for yourself too. So when you do it, you just have to go and you have to, hold on, where is it? Oh. Okay, so you could restart it by unplugging it, but you can also go into that control pad, that control panel, and you could put IP config, all one word, space, and then you could put a dash. Oh wait, let me move over here. Oh hell no, tell the no. Gotta be more careful. Hey, okay, so you're gonna do IP config and then it's /, so this way. Mi vinci, mi saci, mi vinci. 6, 7. Okay, sorry. IP config, so IPCONFIG, / and then, oh wait, I'm sorry. IP config space, and then this / and then flush DNS. My Wi-Fi went all the way back up to the top. Forgot, what is it? How many bars is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is those 4? Or is that 5? I'm sorry, I'm a little blind. I got 4 bars. I got 4 bars. It was just a 1 bar. It was really playing with me. I'm like, how dare you? I got a lot of MBS. But that's the thing with me. I just like to solve problems. And I hope that one day somebody watches this video and they're just like, wow, I never knew I had that problem and she helped me, she fixed it. Yes. Because we don't just sit with problems, we don't just let problems fester. When problems fester, they become bigger problems. No. We're gonna nip those problems in the bud and then create something beautiful from it. And now we got a beautiful live that you can hear me, because yesterday you couldn't hear me, and I'm so sorry for that. Like, I'm actually really upset about that because I actually found a way to get my banner made without it freaking editing my banner. I'm like, it gave me a tattoo. I have a heart. I mean, a heart. Who am I? I have a flower right here on my shoulder. It's a rose. Now let me tell you something. This rose, I'm gonna tell you a story about how I got this rose tattoo, right? So I got this rose tattoo on the day of the $33 tattoos on what is it called? Friday the 13th. So I don't know if in your state or not, but in my state on Friday the 13th, most of the tattoo shops, I'm pretty sure all of the tattoo shops, I'm pretty sure, they give cheap tattoos, a discount tattoo. So I got this tattoo for $33. I was like 19, I think. I was 19 years old. I was like, yes, they're giving $33 tattoos. I'm gonna go get me a $33 tattoo. It's like, discount, you hear me? I'm going there. So we're gonna say I was at work. I literally took half the day off so that I can go and get this tattoo, because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get a tattoo. And it was at 12 o'clock that I went. So I get there. It's a pretty long line, but it wasn't like an atrociously long line. I'm saying like I've seen longer lines. I've seen longer lines in Lawrence in like when I'm at the hair store. Nah, that's cap. Nah, but like the hair store be lit in over there. That hair store be lit. But I see a lot of I seen a longer line when I went to what was it? There was some whatever. It was just the line was just not that long. Like I feel like there was probably as long as like one classroom of teenagers. That's how many people. It was probably like 20 in the line. So I'm thinking, whoa, this is great. This is not even like bad. Like I can probably get this tattoo really fast. Like I don't have to wait that long. So I just get in line and I start waiting. And I'm waiting 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 and I'm waiting. And an hour goes by and I'm just like, dang, we ain't moving nowhere. Like I even seen friends walk by me and they're just like, yeah, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm about to get a tattoo. They're like, okay, have a great day. And I'm like, yeah, I wish I could leave. I'm hungry. Like I didn't even go get lunch or nothing. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm here. I already waited 1 hour. So if I could wait 1 hour, what's one more hour? What's one more hour? When you think it's only one more hour. Well, it's actually worse because it actually turned from being 1 hour more to being 4 hours. I was in line for 4 hours. 4 hours for this tattoo. Let's see if you can actually truly see it. Like, yeah, see, it's a cute little rose. But I was in line for 4 hours. I was like, are we serious here? But it was like, when I was just in too deep. I was just in too deep at that point. It was like, dang, like I've gone too far. I've been here for this long. Why would I turn back? And that's something that I feel like people don't actually take into account in their real lives, how often that happens. We could be being put in situations that we feel like are worth it, and they're really not worth it. Yeah, is a cute $33 tattoo. It's cheap. But like I could have got a way nicer tattoo if I would have just one invested into it and two if I would have taken the time to find somebody who can do it. I'm not saying this tattoo is bad. This tattoo I do love it. It's so cute. But I'm saying you put the effort that you put into it, the energy that you put into something is what you're gonna get. If you're willing to wait in a line for 4 hours to get a cheap tattoo, that's literally I could have finished working and paid somebody a good amount of money to get a better tattoo. Like it's just all what you want. Whatever you want, you're gonna have to be intentional about it and you have to put the effort into it. You can take shortcuts all you want, but the shortcuts they're probably gonna be way more of a of a painful experience. Only because it's like it's like a long drawn out thing. Like it's like getting into a bad relationship. And you're like, I've been in this bad relationship for so long. How do I get out of this? Like, leave me. Leave me, please. Like, no, you have to go and get what you want. So you have to leave the relationship yourself. But it's like you have to make the choice. And sometimes we have to just figure out what is important for us to put our time and our energy into. What's a good investment? Because if we don't pay attention to what's a good investment, then we're going to be stuck in positions that other people want us in. And is this your life or is this their life? We need to know. But yeah, that's just how it be. That's just how it is. But when you understand it, it just gets like easier. Time, worrying about time, it doesn't even become a problem because you're focused. It's like, okay, well, the outcome that I want is this. So does it really matter how much time it takes? Like, I'm pretty sure that if you want a job, you're gonna go get a job. You're gonna try as hard as you can to get a job if you know you need that money. So think about what you need so that you can know how to get it. Like sometimes you have to work a job you don't want to work at. And then after you work at that job, you save enough money so that you can find a way so that you can get to another job, or you can build your skills at that job so you can have enough experience so you can go to a new job, or you build enough experience at that job, that job. In turn, you get so much experience you can learn how to run your own business. That's what I did. That is literally what I did. I worked at so many jobs, I did so many different types of things that I actually learned how to run my own business. And those are the things they don't want you to know. It's like, yeah, what you're doing at your job right now, sometimes there's different levels to it. There's different levels. Like if there's a hierarchy. But you can literally watch other people in their positions so you can figure out how to move in your position. Everything, there's truths in everything. And you can apply things to different things so that it'll make sense. This is all about how you look at it. That's why I say, if you want that real clarity, you're gonna have to book an emergency meeting at kasthebestie.com, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to give you that real, authentic, true information, clarity, guidance that you need. Because I don't know you personally. I only know that I have an audience. I only know that people are watching me. But if you come to me personally and you tell me what's going on, I can literally help you break it down. It's just as simple as that. So then it can help you move forward so that you don't feel like you're in a mental prison. Sometimes all we need is clarity. Sometimes all we need is a helping hand. A lot of the times people don't want to hand out, not even like give handout, but like give a helping hand because they feel like it's a handout. They feel like I didn't get no handout, so you shouldn't get no handout. And to me, that's a selfish way to think, because it's not about having a handout. It's the fact that a lot of people were born into situations where they didn't have opportunities. They did not have the ability to go and participate in the same things as other kids could do. They didn't have the time, or they didn't have people teaching them how to do certain things. They had to learn on their own. I know I was one of those people. I did have help, but it's just that the help that I needed was not like they didn't know what kind of help I specifically needed. And that's why it's important, because people try to compartmentalize people when people are their own person. Everybody has their own thoughts and their own opinions. And just because we've seen something a certain way before doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that. Sometimes people have different perspectives. People change, people do things differently. So you have to make sure you take everything with a grain of salt. Yes, once you see something, you know it. But you have to also make sure that you're not taking it as all of what it is. And you can just take it as something not to take personally. Don't take it as like the whole situation. It's like, oh yeah, if you're having a bad day because you stepped in a puddle or something, or you fell or something, are you gonna let that ruin your whole day? Or are you gonna take that opportunity to be like, all right, I stepped in a puddle, but this is not the end of the world. I'm gonna be okay. I'll be alright. I know, I'm a girl. So today I'm like, in pain. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to get up off here. Thank you guys so much for watching today. And if you're catching on the recap, thank you for catching the recap. This has been your girl, Kas the Bestie. And I will see you guys very, very soon.